All right, this is Chapter 5, Lesson 3, Properties of Operations. So, a blank is a statement that is true for any number. In that blank, you're going to write property. A property is a statement that is true for any number. You may wonder if any of the properties apply to subtraction or division. If you can find a blank, an example that shows that a conjecture is false, the property does not apply. In that blank, you're going to write counterexample. So if you can find a counterexample, an example that shows the conjecture is false, the property does not apply. All right, so I have a couple of examples. The first is naming an actual property. So I'm naming the property shown in the statement. 2 times the quantity 5 times n equals the quantity 2 times 5 times n. The order of the numbers and variables did not change, but their grouping did. So this is the associative property of multiplication. Notice that I'm including multiplication or addition when I'm naming my property, okay? So that means I'm multiplying things, so that's why it's a property of multiplication. And because it's changing the grouping, that's why it makes it associative. Okay. So then I want to state whether the following conjecture is true or false. If it's false, provide a counterexample. Division of whole numbers is commutative. So basically what that means is it doesn't matter what order I divide numbers in, I'll get the same answer. Okay. So I want to write 2 division expressions using the commutative property. I chose 15 divided by 3 and 3 divided by 15. I want to see if they're equal. Okay. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 3 divided by 15 is 1/5. So these are not equal. So that means division of whole numbers is not commutative. So it's a false conjecture. My third example says, Alana wants to buy a sweater that costs $38, sunglasses that cost $14, and a pair of jeans that cost $22, and a t-shirt that costs $16. Use mental math to find the total cost before tax. So I'm going to write this out. I write my expression out. 38 plus 14 plus 22 plus 16. Now, I can regroup these using the associative property of addition. Okay? So I can have groups of 10. 8 plus 2 would give me 10. 4 plus 6 would give me 10. So I flip 22 and 14. 38 plus 22 gives me 60. 14 plus 16 gives me 30. 60 plus 30 equals 90. So the total cost of the items is $90. All right, on the side of this page, there are a couple of try it problems. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, try them out, and when you're done, we'll go over the answers together. All right, now that you've had a chance to try out the try it problems, let's go over the answers together. So the first one I have says, name the property shown by the statement. 42 plus x plus y equals 42 plus y plus x. This is the commutative property because all I did was change the grouping. I didn't actually change the grouping, I just changed the order. So this is commutative property. Commutative property of addition. Okay? Yes, you need to include that it is addition. Okay? So you'll lose points if you only write commutative property. So commutative property of addition. All right, the next one I have says state whether the following conjecture is true or false. If false, provide a counterexample. The difference of 2 different whole numbers is always less than both of the 2 numbers. 6 minus 2. That equals 4. So I'm saying the difference between the 2 different whole numbers is always less than both the numbers. So 4 is less than 6, but it's not less than 2. This means that the conjecture is false. Okay. We prove the conjecture is false because 6 minus 2 equals 4. 4 is less than 6, but it's not less than 2. All right, the last one I have says Lance made 4 phone calls from his cell phone today. The calls lasted 4.7, 9.4, 2.3, and 10.6 minutes. Use mental math to find the total amount of time he spent on the phone. So, I want total amount, so that means I'm adding 4.7 plus 9.4 plus 2.3 plus 10.6. They want me to use mental math, which means no calculator. So I'm going to look through and see, well, 7 plus 3 I know gives me 10, so I'm going to switch out some values. I'm going to use the commutative property of addition to rewrite these. So 7 and 3 are together, and 4 and 6 are together. 7 plus 3 gives me the 10. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7, so 7.0 plus 4 plus 6 gives me 10. 10 and 9 is 19, plus 1 is 20. So I have 7 plus 20, which is 27. So he spent 27 minutes on the phone today. Okay. Again, make sure that you're including your units. That's dimensional analysis. Remember that from a couple chapters ago. Okay, so it's really important that you always include your units for anything that you're doing. Okay, so otherwise people don't know what you're talking about. It's just an arbitrary number. And that is the end of Chapter 5, Lesson 3.